I am at a small family cemetery in Huntsville, and with me to help learn more about some veterans that are buried right here who fought in the Revolutionary War is Mark Hubbs, who is a member of the Sons of the American Revolution. And Mark, you can trace your lineage all the way back to the Revolutionary War.
Yeah. Several veterans.
Wow. And I think a lot of people think of the Revolutionary War and the East Coast comes to mind, but there are actually several men who fought in the Revolutionary War who are buried right here in Alabama.
Absolutely. At Madison County specifically. We have scores that are buried here in Madison County. We're early settlers that came in after the Revolution.
So tell me about the members of the military who fought in the Revolutionary War who are buried here at the cemetery.
The gentlemen here were both in the Virginia militia, which means they were citizen soldiers, roughly equatable to our National Guard of today. So they would be called up for specific emergencies within their own community. The man we have here, Sergeant Bentley, served 3 tours during the war, all in the Virginia militia.
Oh, wow.
And they were very significant tours. The first was at the Battle of Camden, South Carolina. Very famous, unfortunately, American defeat in South Carolina. And then he was called up for patrol duty for a few months. And then toward the end of the war, he was called up again, and he was tasked with some other soldiers to take a small herd of cattle to deliver to Washington's army at Yorktown. And he was actually in Yorktown during the surrender to Cornwallis, which was the last major battle of the war.
Wow.
So he saw quite a bit of service in his 3 tours.
Right, and it's historical significance.
Absolutely.
So we would be remiss if we did not discuss what you're wearing today. Tell me about what you have on.
I will. And I'm dressed as a militiaman. And a militia guy would have come from home with what he had on. What he would wear normally for hunting or work or so forth. So I just have a very simple linen jacket here. I'm carrying my own weapon. It would not have been issued by the government. This is what we refer to as a shotgun today. In those days it was called a Fowler. And it's just a smoothbore weapon that can shoot either shot for hunting or a solid round ball for military purposes. So this one is 62 caliber. It would shoot a very heavy round lead ball. It was very effective, almost as effective as a military musket, but it has one thing or 2 things that going against it. You can't put a bayonet on it.
Okay.
And so you're always at a disadvantage against regular Army troops. And also it's very light and fragile.
And when we talk about, going off to war, what was a day in the life like for these patriots?
Well, it's varied from what the campaign was, obviously, but a lot of walking, usually on scanty rations. And then being subjected to combat where their leaders really weren't as experienced as the regular Army guys. So in some cases, they didn't perform as well, but they did in very many places, so there were very battles they did. But one thing to keep in mind also is you could be called out in the militia whether you were for the king or for the patriots. It's according to who controlled the territory you were in. So conceivably, one year you could be called out and fight for the British as a militia, and then the next year, as that area is taken by the Patriots, you could be called out again and fight on the other side.
Wow, that is fascinating. Very, very good information and things to remember on the 4th of July.
Absolutely.
As we, honor the memory of these men who fought for all of our freedom.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I hope you have a wonderful 4th.
I will.
And I hope you at home do as well. Happy 4th of July.